And our coverage continues now with Tuscaloosa News reporter Mark Cobb. And Mark, you have been reporting on the storms and the aftermath nonstop today. Describe the scene where you are tonight.
Well, I've lived here almost 30 years of my life, and I think this is probably the worst I've ever seen it. There was a similar tornado about 10 years ago in 2001 that took 11 lives. And honestly, from what I can see, this thing trumps that all over. Perhaps because it went down the center of town, right at two of the main intersections, McFarland Boulevard and 15th Street. A lot of population there, a lot of businesses, and there's some places that are just, you can't even tell. I'm looking at our photos on our website that our photographers took. I can't even tell where they are. And I've lived here all my life. I can't tell what the photos are of sometimes.
What part of the city, for those who are familiar with Tuscaloosa, what part of the city was really the hardest hit from your point of view?
Well, what it looks like it happened is it hit mostly at 15th and McFarland, which is where, as I said, two of the main drags in town coincide. There are a couple of big shopping centers near there, University Malls near there, Midtown Village, another big shopping center. Another one just north of that, Wood Square, or Wood Shopping Center. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind this late at night. But it was just flattened. I have a friend who was working there. She said she and her coworkers were just lucky to get out alive. It was torn down everything but the walls. Their cars were all destroyed. And then it passed from that way. It was traveling from the southwest and traveling northeast, and then it passed from there into Alberta City, where apparently did tremendous damage as well.
Mark, give us the update from the University of Alabama and what the situation is there for the students.
Right. Well, the university was relatively lucky. As far as I can tell, there's just some power outages and small wind damage. They seem to miss the brunt of it. I know that the university is canceling classes tomorrow. The city and county schools have canceled for the rest of the week. The university is, when I was driving down River Road toward the main hospital in town, DCH, still seemed to have power in at least some places, so they were relatively lucky.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you. Mark Cobb joining us live tonight, a reporter in the Tuscaloosa area.
Now we're going to go to another live report. On the phone is Jim Oakley at the University of Alabama. He's with the College of Communications at the school there in Centerville, and you have lived there for a while. What is your assessment? What is the damage from your perspective where you are?
I can barely hear you.
How about now?
That's a little bit better.
Okay, kind of raising my voice. Jim Oakley, the School of Communications with the University of Alabama. What's the assessment where you are tonight, Jim?
Well, I live about 30 minutes east of the stadium, between out on the road to Montgomery. And I left the stadium about 30 minutes before the storm hit. Got home in time to see it on TV. We have a television station in the building there with a sky cam. And the last thing we saw from Tuscaloosa was a sky cam pointing over Bryant-Denny Stadium, and the tornado was as wide as the stadium. And wow. The meteorologist was broadcasting, and suddenly it all went black. And then later we saw television from Birmingham, and it was total devastation in many areas of Tuscaloosa. I understand the campus was not hurt, not much physical damage, but I don't have any idea. We had, here in my hometown, we had, as far as I know, we had a couple of people killed, and they were in vehicles, and I think trees fell on them. Have not heard of any home fatalities, but I do know we had a lot of homes destroyed here. We're a main feeder into Tuscaloosa, and it's been absolutely devastating. A lot of the good restaurants in Tuscaloosa on what is known as 15th Street. It's kind of a restaurant center over there. A lot of them are gone. I know that they're totally wiped out, flattened completely.
Jim, this is Steve Weigel.
This was an EF5 tornado. I do know that.
Jim, this is Steve Weigel, the chief meteorologist at the station here. Do you feel like you had any kind of warning that these were coming?
Oh yeah, we've had warning all afternoon.
Well, you had tornado watches.
You know, we were all on alert, and we have a place of safety in the basement of the communication building. It's a big, strong building, and all the students were herded down in there, and that's where they were when I left the school. And I decided I'd make it home as best I could, and I did. I had no problem. but I got home about 30 minutes before it hit Tuscaloosa.
All right, Jim Oakley from the University of Alabama, and also Mark Hughes Cobb reporting tonight. You know, and
the pictures do not do it justice.
It's just unbelievable how frightening, and 25 dead across the state of Alabama, and there were at least 5.
Well, 15 in Tuscaloosa.
15 in Tuscaloosa, 15.
Probably that, unfortunately, the number's probably going to go higher.
Much more coming up tomorrow morning. Today's show also on Today on 5, so stay tuned.